This week, we're taking on the raging London property market, and we're asking for trouble.
Not content with making one set of house hunters happy, this year we're doing the double, and we're not messing about.
What does frighten you, James?
You.
And it's not just the market we're battling.
You looked pretty low coming out of the house, and when I left you, you were high. He was the only person that spoke to you.
Steve.
Yeah. Welcome to our relationship.
We're in the capital, getting to grips with South London's housing market.
And we're going to need every bit of our property know-how in order to help this week's buyers. Both sets of house hunters have got their hearts set on the southwest of the city, and I don't blame them. It's a great spot to live. This area of the capital's got it all: the parks, the bars and the houses.
Yes, Phil, and it comes with the price tag to match. The red-hot property market around here is on fire.
Did you say fire? I've got just the man for the job. Our first house hunter, firefighter James Hesketh, is a first-time buyer desperate to get on the property ladder.
And he's not our only problem. New parents Steve and Eloise Laurie's flat has shrunk in size overnight with the arrival of their twins.
With not one, but two searches to get to grips with in such a demanding location, we're going to have to work twice as hard. With twice as much ground to cover, we need to split up.
Right, I'll make the sacrifice and Bagsy the firefighter.
I bet you will.
James is late. He better not have stood me up.
I'm not complaining about waiting around in a fire station, mind you. Aha.
Hey there.
Nice to see you.
Nice to meet you.
26-year-old James Hesketh has been a firefighter for the last 3 years, and he's totally dedicated to his job. When he's not sliding down poles, going out on shouts, he's never too far from the commotion and sirens, living in a flat above the station. After nearly a year of searching for his own pad, he's still not found anything to put him on the property ladder. He's desperate for our help, so he's dialed 999 and voila.
I presume that there's no ladies living here.
No.
No. Because that carpet has not seen a hoover for years. Ah, this is a very different kettle of fish. So this is your room.
Yes.
This is very tidy. Someone who's this tidy is actually makes for quite a picky client.
No.
No, I
No.
swear. I've been doing this for a long time, James. I know what I'm talking about. Just run me through your criteria.
I'm looking for a 2-bed.
Yep.
Possibly a conversion, Victorian
Right.
conversion.
Okay. So is that ideally a Victorian?
Ideally, yes.
Yeah.
Maybe an outdoor area.
Right.
A garden or balcony.
Yeah. Are you a gardener? No. Okay.
James has £180,000 to spend, and ideally wants a Victorian conversion with 2 decent-sized bedrooms and the potential to add value. All of this in southwest London? Fussy, James? Never.
Whilst Kirstie's enduring a day surrounded by firefighters, I'm braving the screams and tears and taking on the search for a family house for new parents Steve and Eloise.
I hope that's the babies you're talking about.
Steve and Eloise Laurie enjoyed their footloose and fancy-free lifestyle until 6 months ago, when their lives were turned upside down with the arrival of not one but 2 new bundles of trouble.
Joy, Phil. Bundles of joy.
Whatever you say, Kirstie, whatever you say. With all their time taken up with babies and work, finding opportunities for house hunting is nigh on impossible.
Double buggy.
So I've come to give them a helping hand.
Steve, hi, I'm Phil.
What are you going to do, Phil? Babysit?
No.
And here are the girls. Hello, you two.
Say hello.
So it's them that's prompted the move.
Definitely. Lack of space.
This flat was ideal for 2 people, but it's now bursting at the seams.
And the girls share a room.
They certainly do. It's pretty small.
And do they wake one another up?
They wake each other up every night, yes, so it'd be good to put them in separate rooms.
Steve and Eloise have a top budget of £330,000. They're after a more spacious 3-bedroom house.
Eloise has her heart set on an open-plan kitchen, and location is key. For these 2, it's southwest London or bust.
1 desirable location, 2 demanding briefs, and 3 desperate house hunters. Once more, onto the breach, eh, Phil?
It's tough.
It's not so tough.
I can't believe you're looking so rosy about it.
No, it's hard. It's London. It's London. It's, you know, it's always hard in London.
Yeah.
As per usual,
changes.
nothing changes.
But at least you've only got one person to worry about. I've got 4.
You have not got 4.
I have, because the twins. I've got a whole family to think about. You've only got one person.
I don't. Yeah, and that's your problem, not my problem.
Yeah, I'm just making the point at the beginning.
And what am I supposed to do about it?
Worry about me.
Do I look bothered?
It's lucky that James is open to the idea of doing work in a property, because otherwise his dream of a 2-bed flat for £180,000 in this part of town could well go up in smoke before we've even started.
Steve and Eloise's budget of £330,000 is a large sum, but they're after a family home and those don't come cheap around here. So we're going to have to work together and use every ounce of our London savvy to stand a chance of success for either of them.
Our house hunters may have very different requirements, but both have set their hearts on one of the most expensive areas in the UK.
Demand for property has gone right through the roof. The average price has rocketed by 20% within the last year, and houses are still being snapped up just as soon as they hit the market.
So, what do you think?
That's nice.
Yeah, expensive though.
We've got our work cut out.
Yeah, I
I've only
know.
got one here.
And because time means money in this part of town, Kirstie's carrying on the search with James, and I'm whisking Steve and Eloise off to the first property. It's in Wimbledon, exactly where they wanted to be. It has all the trendy bars and cafes that Eloise is used to, and it's on the tube line to get Steve home for the baby's bath time.
I wanted to start the day with this little gem. It's a modern townhouse.
I'm not normally into, I don't know, the outside doesn't look very
Purpose-built.
nice. Yeah.
Admittedly, this isn't the prettiest house from the outside, and unfortunately, that's not the only compromise they'd have to put up with here. It's a typical townhouse, tall and thin and spread over 3 floors, with the sitting room up a flight of stairs above the kitchen.
Its quirky layout may not appeal to everyone, especially a young family, but it's a good property in the location they want, and it does offer the 3 equally sized bedrooms they're after.
I've really struggled to find something that will suit all of their needs around here. I'm going to be honest, this doesn't fit their brief exactly, but it is what they can afford in this area. If it's about location, 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 then they're going to have to compromise somewhere. I've got a feeling this may be a much-needed reality check.
Well, I like the kitchen size.
Yeah, the kitchen seems big enough.
It's a modern townhouse, so it's a bit tall and thin. Your living room's above us.
Oh, right, I see.
So you're across 3 levels in this house.
I get the feeling the quirky layout is going to be a sticking point.
The living room up on the 1st floor, is that the type of style you like?
I do tend to spend most of my time in the kitchen, dishes, bottles, sterilising.
So the girls, they'd be up here.
Yeah.
You'd be down in the kitchen, so
Which wouldn't work
it's not
out.
ideal.
No, definitely not.
The trouble is, this is the reality of what they can afford in their favourite part of town.
It's a less drastic move for you in terms of lifestyle. As a result of that, you would compromise on the amount of space.
Well, I really don't like the living room above the kitchen.
Okay. Would that count it out?
I personally think so.
Fine.
That's the
All
only view
agreed?
that counts, yes.
They ruled that out fast. Trouble is, within their budget of $330,000, this is the best house we've been able to find in southwest London. I just hope I'm up to the task ahead.
Don't worry, I've got another one up my sleeve. He says rather positively, but is secretly rather nervous.
I don't want to hose down his dreams, so I've managed to find him one flat to look at in southwest London. It's in Streatham, up and coming but not the best of areas, and even here, the only place I could find is lacking the 2nd bedroom he's after.
On the market at $185,000, the flat is over budget, and it needs work. But if James has his heart set on the south of the city, then he's going to have to compromise on the property. Harsh, but true.
Now, James, this is the first thing we've seen together. Bit of a special moment for you and I. Now, you've got currently the only bedroom in here,
Okay.
and then you've got this as the kitchen.
Okay.
Basically, there's planning permission existing for a single-storey extension at the back here, because you want 2 bedrooms and there isn't one here.
Yeah, okay.
By spending 20k on creating the extra room, not only would James be increasing the square footage, but also increasing the value. This flat could be worth £240,000. That's a whopping 35 grand profit.
Well, I did say that I wouldn't mind doing any graft and hard work, so with the potential there, then yeah.
James is making the right noises, but I'm not quite convinced.
Is there anything you're holding back?
No.
Because now is the time to say.
No, not at all.
Really?
I mean, yeah, really, yeah.
You know what? It may be my problem. It may be that I'm so used to people being negative and so used to having to fight everybody on everything that I can't just accept that you're saying this is great, let's look at something else.
Well, yeah, I'm quite relaxed and quite easy.
You said you were and I didn't believe you.
Maybe I'm proving you wrong. Maybe.
People don't often get an opportunity to do that, James. Okay. If you got an opportunity to prove me wrong, you would make Phil's year.
Maybe we'll make Phil's year.
I'm not sure my year's going to be made just yet, Kirstie. It looks like our firefighter has another woman in his life.
Hello, Ma.
His mum. And it seems he's worried about the amount of work.
If it had been slightly cheaper, then it would have given you the money to play around with to then do the extension. But if you're going to come down to slightly less, you know, you're not going to get it for much less, I wouldn't have thought, than 180. Which then you've got to find the money for the extension then, haven't you?
That looks like he's already decided this flat's a no, and he's not being entirely honest with you, Kirst. I suspect he's worried about not getting the space he wants on his budget.
James says he's not prepared to compromise on space or money. If that's really the case, he's going to have to stretch his search area. I've asked Phil to check out the agents in the southeast of the capital where you get more for your money. In the meantime, I'm going to sit James down and make this situation crystal clear.
I think I know that there's quite a strong likelihood that we might have to move things east. But what's good is that because Phil's there already on the ground, he can gauge reaction. You know, are the estate agents falling about laughing or are they taking our request seriously?
Okay. A lot of my friends are south of the river, southwest and southeast, East London, so it makes sense for me to be kind of heading over that way.
If you can't afford the space that you want in the area that you've initially chosen, don't close your mind to checking out the surrounding areas. It's called the ripple effect, and you might just find the next hotspot.
And that's exactly what I'm doing with James's search. Over in the southeast of the city, I'm trying to stay ahead of the pack. Blackheath is an area that's already reached the peak of the property boom, so areas like New Cross, Hither Green and Catford could well be the next hotspots.
House prices here have risen by almost 10% in the last year. And with big money being invested in all the right places, the market can only continue to rise.
My hard work's paid off and I've found a little gem. I'm straight on the blower to Kirstie. And seeing as I found it, I'm going to stick around.
So, James, we're in Catford, and this entire street is being redeveloped.
Okay.
So it makes it like a shiny new pin.
Lovely.
And the flat is your favoured style, Victorian ground floor conversion. We've got the garden, we've got a couple of bedrooms. You keen?
Yeah.
You don't look it.
I will be when I'm inside.
Come on.
This ground floor Victorian conversion is the ultimate renovation and will really test James's desire to do work. With the bedrooms at the front and the living area at the back, the layout's a little wacky, to say the least.
But on the market at £175,000, it is under budget. And I think if James is prepared to have some vision and spend a bit of money on the renovations this flat needs, he could be quids in.
Now, never before, James, have we entered a flat straight into a bedroom. But that is the front door at the moment. A very, very strange setup. But it doesn't have to remain the front door.
Okay.
There's no point asking you first impressions here, but because it's so strange to walk in the front door of the bedroom, you know, you can't really... Just come with me. Come with me and trust what I'm saying, OK? Looking around this flat, just bear in mind that its decorative order is pretty rotten. But...
It's kind of superficial, though, isn't it?
It's all superficial, yeah.
There is potential here. It's on the market at 175,000. It's not worth 175,000.
So the layout is the problem?
The layout's completely wrong.
Okay.
But it's, you know, it's a simple job. That's the prime example, which is destroying the living room. Not that expensive to shift this and put it in between the two bedrooms.
There is a lot of work to do here, and for any first-time buyer, it's a scary prospect. Time for a man-to-man talk.
How are you feeling about the whole process? I'm quite conscious you've never been through this before, you've never bought a property before, let alone spent nigh on £200,000.
Yeah.
It's a big call.
It is a big call, yeah. It's quite daunting.
What are you most apprehensive about? Is it choosing the right one, or doing the right deal, or just it's scary because it's an awful lot of money?
I'm a little anxious about the horror stories of first-time buyers then losing out or buying the wrong property. With the the enormity of it, I just want to make sure it's right.
James has got a nasty case of first-time buyers' jitters. Purchasing your first property is a huge step for anyone, but he's going to have to start making some decisions in order to get on that property ladder.
This flat's a good investment and affordable, but is it the one for him?
From what I've seen already, I'd probably rule this out.
Okay,
Fair enough.
right.
Well, at least James is telling us what he really thinks now.
Don't mention it, Kirstie. You owe me one.
You owe me a lot more. Maybe James isn't as willing to get the sledgehammer out as he thinks. I'm going to need to change tactics to find out what really turns on our firefighter.
Hot-footing across to southwest London, and I'm still trying to find out what makes Steve and Eloise tick. I've shown them the best we could offer in this part of town, and they gave it the cold shoulder. Determined to stay close to the heart of London, I'm heading to the next area where the ripple effect could spread. Colliers Wood is only 1 mile away from Wimbledon and is still on the tube line for Steve's commute.
It's not the prettiest of areas at the moment, but judging by the amount of local development, it could be the next hotspot.
Well, I got high hopes for this one, I must confess. Mid-terrace, Edwardian house.
Yes, it looks good.
Happy with the area, happy with the look of it.
Yeah, do you like Edwardian houses?
Good. Right.
A more traditional style of property to the last house, this Edwardian home offers a different kind of layout, with a large sitting room and an open-plan kitchen diner.
A conservatory sits neatly on the back leading to the garden. The bathroom might be a bit on the small side, but it does have the 3 bedrooms thereafter.
Mind you, this kind of space comes at a price. At just under £335,000, it's £5,000 over budget, but surely worth it if they love it.
I really, really like this room. It's good. It's good size.
Size, of course, is...
Of paramount importance.
Yes. And the feeling of space continues in here.
Oh, yes, this is nice. This is good.
What about that, though? There's the playroom.
Yes, definitely.
Yeah? Kids are playing in here.
It's near perfect.
It is a small garden. I mean, that's my least favourite aspect of it so far.
It's not that small, Steve.
Okay.
So it's looking positive from Eloise, but our hubby's having a bit of a wobble.
You need to find out how that relationship works, Phil.
I'm normally more optimistic about a property, and then Stephen will be very practical and go, yes, but what about this, this, this and this? He normally does have the last say.
Right. If Steve is the one who has the last say, I need to find out what's worrying him.
You've looked as though you've got the sort of troubles of the world on your shoulders.
I know when Eloise walks in, she does like to look at things and she can picture how they might be, but without the nitty-gritty that have to go with that in order to get there in the first place.
Yeah. Why don't you have a wander upstairs, have a chat with Eloise
I will do.
about how much she likes it?
OK. And see if I have to convince her otherwise.
Oh, no, don't do that. Doesn't need to convince her otherwise. If I was them, I'd be snapping up this house. I think it's perfect. They seem to be coming to the decision from different ends of the spectrum. She's going around looking for the positives. He's actually going around looking for the negatives.
So you wouldn't really be able to stretch out in that at all? In fact, I think I'd struggle to stretch out in that.
Maybe that's teamwork. They're going to have to make a decision in the end because their current situation just doesn't work at all.
I do like this house.
The trouble is, the bathroom is as it is, and we're not going to have any surplus cash. We're at the top end of our budget already.
My main concern is the bathroom. The bath is just too small.
I've never actually had someone turn down a perfectly good house because the bath wasn't big enough.
No.
But
it's always a first.
It's always a first.
And Eloise obviously did love lots about that, and I don't think I was the one bringing her down about the bath.
Is that fair?
Yeah, I think
You
so.
look pretty low coming out of the house, and when I left you, you were high. And he was the only person that spoke to you. Steve?
Yeah. Welcome to our relationship.
Come on.
And welcome to my search from hell. This is getting tricky, and London is proving short of options for them.
If they don't pull their fingers out, they'll end up in rented accommodation before they know it.
It's time to sit down and read them the Riot Act, and I'm not so sure they're going to like it.
Moving further down into Surrey, you're going to have the space, and the space was the key factor at the beginning.
Yeah.
Eloise, you look sad. Buying a house is supposed to be exciting and fun.
Eloise always starts off really excited, and then if it's not just perfect and easy, then it becomes disappointing. I definitely don't think we'd need to see more in London, because I don't think we'll get better than what you found, so maybe we should be delving into Surrey.
At least Steve is seeing sense, but I think Eloise looks like she still needs convincing.
I'm pushing the search into Surrey, and check out what I've found. I'm taking Steve and Eloise 15 minutes away to the suburbs and to the bustling town of New Malden.
Steve and Eloise may feel it's far from London, but it is possible to get to Waterloo in 30 minutes. The property market is more buoyant here than ever before, and houses are selling within a couple of days.
So a bit out of central London.
It is.
But you get a lot more space for your money here.
Looks good.
From the
I
outside,
like the look of it.
Yeah.
it looks nicer than some of the other ones as well.
This house offers more than enough space for Steve, Eloise and their terrible twosome.
It has the potential to create a fantastic living space downstairs, 4 good bedrooms upstairs and a large family garden. All this, and within their budget, at just under 320,000.
Did you hear the train?
Yes.
Yes.
Yeah.
There's a station nearby.
There's a station 10 minutes walk, and that'll actually get you into your office door under an hour.
Right. Sounds good.
In you come. It's a big house. It's an awful lot bigger than where you are now.
Definitely.
This house has a lot of space, but they would need to do some work to make it suit them.
The kitchen is the weakest part of the house. It's a galley kitchen, but it's perfectly solvable.
How is it solvable?
There's a wall there, and that leads through into a very big living room.
If they have the guts to get the sledgehammer out, they could knock both rooms into a stunning kitchen diner.
If you were to do that, that's the biggest room that I could ever show you.
I can't quite picture it at the moment.
You can't see it.
I'm more concerned with actually having to do that work.
Oh, come on, Steve, you can do it.
Looks like he's getting the heebie-jeebies at the mere thought of getting his hands dirty.
And that's not their only concern.
So then whoever's the best behaved baby gets the bigger room, yeah?
Well, there's another staircase. This is a natural 3-bedroom
even see
house,
that.
but they've already gone up into the loft. So that gives you a really decent-sized 4-bedroomed house. But obviously you've got to like it to start with.
I thought it was fantastic outside, but as we've moved on to every room, I'm not too sure now.
Okay.
I mean, even this room, if you look at it, it's still paper, isn't it? You'd have to strip it. There's a lot to do. It's every single room.
I massively appreciate all that they've got on bringing up 2 tiny twins. It must be an incredibly, unbelievably busy time of their lives. But what they've got to appreciate is that the market has risen 10% in the last 6 months. And the harsh reality of that is that if this house was better laid out and it was in better nick, they wouldn't be able to afford it. And that's the difficult bit.
If you fall in love with a place, then definitely you go through the effort of doing up.
Yeah, I mean, when we walked through the door, it wasn't as though we loved it enough so that we'd want to go through with that level of work.
They really are still proving hard to please. With a house that offers them more space than they've ever had before, it still doesn't seem to be quite right.
But these two don't make up their minds soon. Their daughters will be 18 and moving out before they find their first family home. I've got my suspicions that he's got first-time jitters about doing too much work. So I'm going to test my theory and take him to a no-hassles home.
Do you know where we are, James?
Vaguely.
We're on the borders of Lower Sydenham, Forest Hill and Catford.
Okay.
So, a bit further out than you might have wanted, but very calm, very respectable, very sort of safe.
Quaint.
It is a bit quaint. We're seeing the first floor flat here.
Okay.
This Victorian conversion has 2 good-sized bedrooms, a modern kitchen and a nicely decorated sitting room. Although it goes against all my principles to show him something that's finished, I think there's still an opportunity for making this flat better. If James is adverse to doing work, then this flat means he could move in straight away without having to lift a finger, and it's just under his budget of £180,000.
Straight into the sitting room.
Okay, very nice. It's nicely decorated, isn't it? Very kind of minimalist, I suppose. Very plain, but
Yeah.
you can, yeah, it's nice.
I mean, I'll be absolutely frank with you. I think that given your family connections with builders, and given the nature of your job, you would be mad to buy something which didn't need work doing to it. But this flat is a very, very safe option. And if you're any way scared of doing work, this would be a good flat for you.
Yeah.
Would you be tempted by this?
I think I would be tempted, yeah.
Because the work's already been done?
Because the work's already been done, yeah. So I could easily just walk into this, couldn't I? And not have to do a lot.
No.
It'd just be putting your own stamp on it, really.
This is a great flat, and I can see why James is falling for it.
This is property takeaway, with the chopsticks and the napkins and the soy sauce thrown in.
Would you be able to fit a bed in there?
And it seems he's already moving in. I'm determined not to give up on the investment front. There's still an option of increasing this flat in square footage and getting James some cash.
This is the scenario. You get the flat for less than the asking price, let's say 175. You do a very minimal loft room for as little as possible. Then you could have a big room upstairs, double room as your spare room, and single room as your guest room.
It's doable, isn't it?
It is doable. Any fears, any worries, any disappointments?
Loads of fears, loads of worries, but quite a lot of excitement.
Biggest fear?
Making the wrong choice of flat and potentially losing money and struggling to claw your way back as a first-time buyer on the ladder.
You're not alone, James. It's a scary business buying your first property. I know I was terrified. But as long as you buy a property you can add value to, or in an area that's on the up, you can't go far wrong. It seems that I have one flat in the running, and whilst I'm on a roll, I'm taking James to a flat with high investment potential. I found a property in Forest Hill where the market is on fire, with prices going up by 15% in the last year.
With new developments being built, trendy bars opening, good rail links and the talk of a tube, it's a winner with young professionals and a great place to buy.
It is over budget at £182,000, but I think this flat is a cracker. My only concern is that it's in an ex-local authority block and not the Victorian conversion James wanted. Let's hope his fussy streak doesn't take over.
Very nice.
For me, the number one thing is this view, but I think it's worth it, just for the view and the light and the air.
Yeah, I think that'd be 1-0 to me, not being fussy.
Deliberately so that you could prove me wrong about not being fussy.
Maybe to make Phil happy.
Right.
I'm very happy. It looks like he's seen beyond it being an ex-local authority flat. With its huge sitting room, 3 decent-sized bedrooms and the opportunity to create a large bathroom, this property has more space than anything we've seen.
So come on, just for kicks, share with me your first impressions.
Kitchen's nice.
Yeah.
Good sized rooms.
Yeah.
And the area's quite nice as well.
Yeah.
Dulwich down the road.
Yeah.
There's a lot going on.
Does that mean so far we've seen 2 flats that you're positive about?
Yes.
He doesn't seem to have the passion he had in the last flat, but nonetheless, I think he can definitely see the potential of this place.
Right. Master bedroom.
Okay.
What do you think?
Good size.
Has your impression of it changed as you've been going round?
Yeah, I'm kind of seeing different things that I'm picking up on that I could do.
What about making the bathroom bigger?
Knocking it through, or
Yeah, making it one big thing.
making it one big thing. Yes, yeah.
Does that frighten you? A lot of first-time buyers are frightened by the idea of knocking down walls.
No, not really.
What does frighten you, James?
You.
Yes! That is a good answer.
I don't blame you, James. I'd keep at least one eye on her at all times.
Good location.
Yes.
Good size?
Yes.
Good price?
Yes.
Downsides?
None at the moment.
I am a bit worried, I have to admit, because you haven't just sort of... There hasn't been any skipping. Not that I expect you personally to skip, but you know what I mean.
I'm not a very skippy person, to be honest.
Cool.
I'm erupting inside, really.
Right.
At least you've had a positive result. If I'm honest, I'm feeling a little jealous, seeing as you have 2 possibilities. I've not even had a sniff of interest. I'm 11 miles away in Worcester Park. I just hope the next house does the trick. Delving deeper into Surrey, it's even further out than New Malden. But there is a good train link for Steve's work, good schools and a fantastic high street. And it's all within 3 minutes walk from the property.
I think as an area, it's quite exciting. And actually, the people who are selling this house, they commute into Chancery Lane and they do it in under an hour.
That's really good.
So I'm hoping
Yes.
I'm going to do a bit better with this. Well, what do you think of it from the outside?
Yeah,
I think
I
it
like
looks
it.
kind of cute.
This house is a great first family home with the space in the kitchen they need, 2 reception rooms downstairs and a spacious garden.
It has 3 bedrooms, although one of them is slightly smaller than the others. But if they love it enough, I think we could have found the perfect solution to that problem. And at just under 290,000, it's 40 grand under budget.
OK, Eloise, well, the last house kitchen didn't do it for you.
Oh, I like this. This is really perfect.
It's lovely.
Definitely. I just think it's perfect.
Even the way they've decorated this room looks lovely.
It's also got your garage in there, which is rather full. There might be something you could do with that.
Quite a good space.
Yeah.
I mean, I guess we'd probably look to eventually convert that into something.
Brilliant.
So, kitchen scores points.
Yes, definitely.
Yeah.
Well, thumbs up so far. Even Steve can't find a negative. But will the bedroom sizes be the deal breaker?
One of these 2 would need to be your master bedroom in the short term. Because there is the 3rd bedroom. So, one of the twins gets this room.
Right.
Which is very small.
It certainly is. It's very small.
It's very small.
Fear not. They could afford to add an extra bedroom on top of the existing garage. It's a lot of work, so they'd have to really love the place.
It's definitely a possibility.
Definitely a possibility.
Yeah.
Because apart from that, it's really perfect.
Really perfect. Happy.
Eloise obviously loves this house, but Steve seems to have a size issue again.
Well, you probably can see, I think it's perfect. Really, really like it.
I can tell you really like it, yes. I think the space upstairs is quite small, unless obviously we get that extension built. And we'd have to think about when we'd want to get it done as well.
Don't talk yourself out of another one, Steve.
How you doing?
Very good.
Seen enough?
I think so.
Yeah. Happy?
Yes, very happy.
Yeah, I think we'd like to know a little bit more about the area, so we're definitely interested.
OK. Happier end to the day than a start.
Yes.
OK. Bit of luck. I thought I was losing my touch.
Never. But with Steve and Eloise sorted, I'm back in Forest Hill, helping James sort his heartache from his headache.
Right, James. You've seen 4 properties. What do you want to do next?
I'd rule out 2 of them, which would leave me with the Forest Hill flat
Yep.
and the first floor
Conversion. Right. If there was going to be one flat which was slightly ahead of the other, which one would you say was?
I think my heart would say the first floor conversion, and my head says this one in Forest Hill.
In your life thus far, which has won, your head or your heart?
My heart normally wins.
Right, okay. Just have to take that heart, squeeze it into shape.
I didn't realise he was such a sensitive soul, but this is an important decision. James has definitely fallen head over heels in love with the first floor Victorian conversion, and I can see why. It's finished.
But I want James to try and see the amount of space and potential investment the ex-local authority flat has for the money. Forest Hill has seen a massive rise in prices from the ripple effect of surrounding areas like Dulwich. I'm just going to have to load him with as much information as possible and see if I can win him over.
This revisit is about trying to get your heart to connect with this flat. Because there's no way you're ever going to buy a flat with head alone.
First off, I'm going to push the practical aspects of the flat.
To knock the bathroom into one and do a whole new suite, new tiling, new everything, we got a rough estimate of about 2,600.
Okay.
But I mean, I think with help from family and friends, you could do it for quite a lot less.
Yeah.
The thing about this flat is it's got flexibility. You can add value. It's got size. It's got good area. Admittedly, it isn't a second floor conversion in a Victorian building, what you wanted. It's a fourth floor flat in the next local authority building. But it's got location and square footage. Right, sitting room. Strip off that wallpaper. Put in a cornice, maybe?
Yeah.
I think you could make this a really wonderful sitting room. I mean, you could do it in a weekend.
Yeah. And I'd have the time to do it as well.
Yeah.
One room at a time.
Yeah, one room at a time. Have you got a warm, fuzzy feeling coming back here?
Yeah, even just walking in the front door compared to the first floor
Conversion.
The sense of space compared to that and being in here now.
Good. He's thinking practically now. He finally understands what he wants and what his budget can buy.
You said you were scared of making the wrong choice and losing money. Do you feel that this is a good investment?
Yeah, having seen it a second time now, I would have thought. I would think so, yeah. There's a lot more potential. The first floor conversion, I think I would outgrow it with, you know?
Exactly. I mean, this is a
might be fun as well.
big double room, one of 3 bedrooms.
Yeah. If I was to go with my heart, I think it would have been the wrong choice, which means I might be alluding to...
This being the right choice.
Yes.
That sounded a bit like a smog noise, Kirstie.
I think I've earned it. James has been harder to crack open than your wallet.
Cheeky, don't get too cocky, he hasn't bought it yet.
This has been one of our toughest searches to date. We've had to find 2 very different properties in one very busy market. Steve and Eloise have been tricky clients wanting more space than they can afford in southwest London, so we've ended up taking them to Worcester Park, 5 miles from where we first began.
I finally found them a house Eloise loves, but Steve still needs some convincing.
How does it feel coming back in?
Like I'm meant to come back.
Steve?
It does feel smaller.
It's got a lot of potential. I mean, we can extend.
Yeah.
With precedents having been set further up the road for an extension on top of the garage, there was a good chance Steve and Eloise could get planning permission to create another bedroom.
Definitely get a great master bedroom and ensuite out of that.
How much would that cost?
Look at you smiling. 30,000.
30?
Yeah.
Right. Well, that's within our budget.
Yes, within budget, but
So we can still do it?
Yes.
So we can do it straight away?
All of which is true.
You're being worked on, Steve.
I think I know. We could do it. If you want to do it, then we can do it.
I really, really love this house.
If you really love the house, then that's the decision made, really.
What do you've got to like it as well, Steve?
Look at it some ways as it's 6 of one and half a dozen of another.
Don't agree
Come on,
with
Steve,
him.
off the fence. Get off the fence. Come on.
In both searches, we viewed and second viewed the best for their bucks in our battle with the market. Time for councils of war.
James, has your heart been overcome by your head?
Yes.
So what does that mean?
That means I think I'm going to make an offer on the Forest Hill flat.
That's incredibly decisive, James. I have to admit, I'm very impressed. What kind of offer do you want to make?
Well, what was the asking price?
£182,000.
Well, I'd probably suggest that we go on at 175 then.
Blimey, Kirstie, I think he's after your job.
I was ringing about the Forest Hill property. Okay. And I had an offer for you. How much did I tell you about my client? He's got nowhere to sell and he can move very, very swiftly and his mortgage is all arranged. as a result, I think we're in a position to make a reasonably bullish offer just because he's a kind of dream buyer. So I'm going to put forward an offer of £175,000. OK, bye.
It's the most money James has ever spent. The offer's in and the waiting game begins. His fate lies in the hands of the agent.
Over in Worcester Park, it's no less tense. Eloise has set her heart on this dream family home. But Steve is still not totally convinced. Frustration is setting in.
I think we should go for that property because if you're still as happy when you walked into it again...
No, but I don't want to hear if you're still as happy. I just really want you to say, I am happy, so we should go for it.
But what if I am happy if you're happy?
Steve, it's not good enough. It's not good enough.
Big decision to make for you to
Off
say.
the fence.
Don't just do it because you think that that's going to make me happy, because that's not going to make me happy. Because
What would make you happy?
Just you being honest.
OK, I think that is a good property to buy.
Is that a decision? Did we hear one?
Go with what you've got, Phil. Just get on the phone.
The house is on the market for just under $290,000, but they'll need every penny to build that extension, so we're going in with a low offer.
And they would like to make a fairly final offer on this property at $273,000.
After a painful wait, the call's in.
They're going to turn it down, yeah.
Hello? It is. OK, cheers. He says he's looking for 280. My advice is 276, final offer.
Oh, yes, I think we should.
All right, good.
Steve, it's Phil. 276 is the final offer.
I'm chancing it. I just hope it pays off.
Come on now, lots of positive thought.
Back in Forest Hill, those first-time jitters are setting in again for James. It's the biggest decision of his life, and I think our firefighter is feeling the heat.
How do you feel sitting here and waiting to hear whether you've just spent £175,000?
You just spent my $175,000.
I know, that's the best bit about my job. Negotiating with other people's money is so much more fun than negotiating with your own money.
Pretty nervous, actually.
Nervous? You?
Yeah.
The firefighter?
Yeah.
Richard, thank you so much for your help. I shall ring you with all the details. OK, brilliant. Bye.
He got it. That's a great result for James.
Cheers.
And I'm hoping we'll follow suit. With the asking price set at just under $290,000, I've taken a calculated risk and ended up with an offer on the table of £276,000. I just hope it works.
I really, really want it. I've never, ever fallen in love with a property like this.
Really? Come on.
My money's on that being accepted.
Really?
Yeah. Hello? Hi, Steve. Hi. Steve, you're a hero. Thank you very much indeed. Excellent stuff. Well done, you two.
Phew, happy days.
All right.
A few months later, it's out of the fast station and onto the property ladder for James. He's finally got the keys to his first pad and there's not a fire engine to be heard, although he's still got those first-time buyer jitters.
I'm very excited, yeah. I mean, quite apprehensive as well. It's a massive, massive responsibility. I'm just glad I've got the keys and yeah, that it's all done and I can get on with it now, you know.
And it looks like James isn't wasting any time settling into his new flat. Steve and Eloise didn't hang around either after the deal was done and have been super busy making all their necessary alterations to create that important extra room.
We converted the garage into the master bedroom. Initially we were looking at converting upstairs, but it didn't appear that was going to be feasible, so instead we made an alternative plan and we went for converting the garage. It's worked out very well.
Family life couldn't be better. The girls are getting bigger every day. That push to Surrey for the extra space really paid off, and it seems Eloise is still in love with this house as much as when she first saw it.
The house is just perfect for us. For me, everything's just spot on.
A double whammy. 2 properties, 2 sets of happy clients.
I love it when a plan comes together.